Yep.
All right, welcome to 2025 youth football. Going over the rules. We're gonna skip pretty much through 6 pages of the rule book. We're going to where game balls and start of the game is. Game balls. Make sure they're the right balls. The juniors, so the third and fourth graders, are going with a junior size ball, and the seniors are intermediate size ball. We will not be using Pee-wee size footballs. The start of the game, all game coaches and their captains need to go out to the 50-yard line with the referees, and we'll talk about the game plan. If it's the full width of football or field or anything like that. Then the visiting team will flip call the coin. Only one person only. Game clocks. There will be a game clock at every field. All 4 quarters will be 15-minute quarters, running clock. Half times will be 10 minutes. Each team will be given 2 timeouts per half. Use them or lose them. The game clock will stop for timeouts and official injuries only. When there is official injury timeout, regardless of nature of the injury, the player must remain out of the game for at least 3 consecutive plays. All bleeding must be stopped and all blood must be removed from the uniform. The wounded area must be covered with appropriate dressing with no blood visible. Before any injuries, players may re-enter the game. The coach shall notify an official ball the players take to the field. The Kansas plan. There will be an effect in case of a tie for no more than 1 series. In the case of a tie, each team will have 4 downs to attempt to score. The ball will be placed beyond the 10-yard line. If neither team wins or scores, game is over. No ifs or buts. The mercy rule. Once the point spread is 17 or more, after each touchdown or field goal, the team that is trailing will get possession at their own 25 again and off until the score is less than 17. So if they score a point, 6 points, and they miss the extra point, they keep going until that goes below 17. No ifs or buts. Point spread, because of 44 points or more, the head coach needs to write an apology letter. If it's not done within 72 hours, that coach will be suspended for 1 game or more if that is not done. Juniors, 3rd and 4th grade. Coaches must be 5 yards behind the deepest player once the offense formation has been set and before the play starts. Only 1 coach is allowed on the field for offense. No vocal coaching will be allowed by offensive coach on the field after the snaps count starts. Vocal coaching from the sideline is okay. If a team gets ahead of its opponents by 3 touchdowns, coaches of the leading team must lead the field and coach from the sidelines, or they must rotate to the less skilled players at that point. If a team gets ahead by 4 touchdowns, after doing 1 previous option, the coaches must come off the field and coach from the sideline to rotate less skilled players. Seniors, 5th and 6th. No coaches are allowed on the field except for the first game of the season. Vocal coaching from the sideline will be permitted. The hurry-up offense is allowed, only on 5th and 6th. Both teams must use any offensive formation that is legal. They may have no less than 7 players on the line of scrimmage during all offensive plays. Quarterback may run the ball, but cannot sneak the ball more than 2 times in a game. Up the middle, between the guards. No offensive player over the weight limit may line up in the backfield, regardless whether they are carrying the ball or they're carrying the ball. Offense ends may be over the weight limit, but cannot catch or handle the ball. If they do, it shall result in a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. Pulling is when blocking players leaving his usual spot and picking up another assignment on the opposite side of the field. Running behind offensive linemen to sprint out in front of a running back and engaging a defensive player beyond the intentional width of the offensive line. Pulling is not considering running the ball. Okay. All linemen must start in a 3 or 4 point stance of a line of scrimmage. A 2 point stance will not be permitted. You guys know what the 3 and 4 point stance are?
Yeah.
Perfect. I like it. Offensive huddle will no longer be 45 seconds. Coaches will be given one warning for taking too much time in the huddle. After the first warning, it should be a 5-yard penalty. Safety concerns when offensive team is tackled with the ball and of their own end zone is worth 2 points, and the defensive team will receive the possession of the ball via the free kick from the 20-yard line. Defense, here we go. 3rd and 4th grade juniors shall use a 6-2-2-1 defense formation at all times. Okay? 6-2-2-1. Defensive coach shall stay 5 yards behind the deepest player. Only one defensive coach is allowed on the field. No vocal coaching is permitted when the ball is snapped. Vocal coaching from the sideline is permitted. There will be no blitzing, stunting from any position at the junior level. Okay? They cannot just shoot in on the side. They have to stay and wait for them to cross the line. Seniors shall use a 6-2-2-1 or a 4-4 formation. No coaches are allowed except for the first game of the season. Vocal coaching is allowed on the sideline. Senior may blitz with the following conditions. Only one defensive linebacker is allowed to blitz and is only allowed to blitz inside the defensive tackle. No blitzing is allowed from outside the defensive tackle by any player. Any blitzing must be aligned no closer than 3 yards of the line of scrimmage at the snap of the ball. Defensive linemen are not allowed to blitz. No player can intent of a blitz before the ball is snapped. Blitzing is not permitted by any team that is up by no more than 2 touchdowns. Got any questions on those?
No.
Good. Both defensive linemen shall line up head-to-head with the offensive lineman as long as the line gaps are a reasonable distance of 1 yard max. All linemen must start in a 3 to 4 point stance on the line of scrimmage. A 2 point stance will not be permitted except for defensive end. Linebackers must line up at least 3 feet behind the defensive line and not allowed to line up on the defensive guard. Defensive ends must line up on the line of scrimmage. Defensive ends may line up head-to-head with the offensive player or as far off the offensive player on the outside shoulder shading. So that they can line up face-to-face or just off the shoulder to shoulder, and that's as far as they can go. They cannot go any more than that. Here's center. Tight end.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, keep going. You're doing good.
Okay? So, face-to-face. Lineman, straight on. The end, it could be here or right off the shoulder. Right there. They cannot be over here. That is illegal. It has to be right off the shoulder. Lining up in a gap, cannot do. So, one there, they cannot be here, here, and here. That is a no-no. You'll get called on that. They have to be face to face, helmet to helmet, straight across from each other. Eight defensive players will be allowed on the line of scrimmage or inside their own 10-yard line. You know what that means?
Say that again?
8 defensive players will be allowed to be on the line of scrimmage, like a goal line.
Yeah.
Okay. Any defensive player over the essential established ball handling weight or who intercepts, recovers the ball on a fumble may not advance the ball. So if your player is overweight and has a striped line, they can catch the ball, but they have to drop to the ground if they catch the ball in the air. If it's a fumble, they cannot pick it up. They can just fall on it and stay on the ground with it. They cannot run the ball. No player should line up over the center. Okay, line up over center. We cannot have, well, if this is 9-man, they cannot be over the center. They have to be offside, on that side. Nobody over the center, safety reasons. Penalties, 5-yard penalties, or 3 yards if it's shorter field. Each team will receive 1 warning for the offensive side encroachment per game. Delay of game, taking more than 45 seconds in a huddle. Player not having mouthpieces in or strapped. Last year we had a lot of teams not having their their mouth guard strapped to the helmet. That's a 5-yard penalty every time they step on the field. They have to be attached to the helmet. And when I'm on the field, I'm always checking, and I always check. If it's not, the kid's going out on the sideline until he gets one put on. So coaches, better have extra mouthpieces in with you, or that's a delay of game. Players not having mouths in or strapped in, it's a 5-yard penalty every time. Illegal motion, more than one back in the motion or back moving towards the line of scrimmage prior to ball being snapped. You know what that means? If there's too many people moving the backfield?
You can only motion one player.
Yep, one player at a time. Moving more than one coach on the playing field, that's 5-yard penalty. Coaches on playing field after the first game, senior only, it's a 5-yard penalty if there's a coach on there after the first game. Coaching during a play by a coach on the field, that's a 5 yards. That's 3rd and 4th, pretty much, because there's no coaches in the seniors. Player over the weight limit who handles the ball, plus a loss of down. So if a guy with a striped helmet is running with the ball, it's a 5-yard penalty and it's plus a loss of down. Pass interference from the spot of the foul on the line of scrimmage, whichever is greater. Defensive pass interference automatically results in a first down. Must be judged catchable by official before pass interference can be called. 10-yard penalties or 7-yard penalty if it's a shorter field. Illegal formation, too many or too few players on the line of scrimmage. Illegal formation, lining up in the gaps over the center. Holding or grabbing another player in such a way as it stops and impede their movement, obviously, is a 10-yard penalty. Blocking below the waist, 10 yard past the line of scrimmage. 15-yard penalties is the head tackling, face mask, or chop block. All tackles must be made from the shoulder or below. Clipping, blocking, or cutting in the back is the 15-yard penalty. And any sportsmanlike conduct of any part of the player, coaches, parents, or spectators of team may result in a possible ejection. For jamborees, we're not going to go through that because we don't do jamborees. So the unsportsmanlike, if I have to tell a coach more than a couple times, knock it off, I'll tell my my rep, and then the rep does something, would do whatever they want to do with it. If it does not resolve, he's going to be gone, or anything like that. We're not going to allow that this year. So Gaston football, 9-man, is only going to be playing 9-man. They don't have no more than 14 players, so they're going to be playing 9-man on defense and offense. So on defense, I don't know what they're going to be running. I just threw up a picture up here saying maybe this is what they're going to do. So offensive line up in front of each other, or they can be off the sides. For the backs, the linebackers, same thing, but 2 safeties. If they say they don't have a line, one in the back here, then this safety over here will come here, and this one will be way down deep. It has to be over the center, except for that one because it's way down there. But if they come here, they come here. So for Gaston, it's 3 in the backfield or 4. Depends on how if they put the run over here, then this guy comes here, and this guy has to move over for 9-man football. So on a 4-man crew, if you have 4 referees, like me, I like to be on the sideline for a ref, but I think this year I'm going to change it up. The white hat, whoever's your white hat, needs to be behind the offense. Then you have your line judge, your other black hat, your other black hat, and your other black hat. This is you. So this is a 4-man crew over here on the offense or on game days. If you have a 3-man crew, that's what I'm going to run because I have 4 boys or 3 boys and me. For 3-man, you're going to put one here, put one here, put one here. Because we really need a referee in the back on the defense, make sure they're lining up. And then you have the 2 line judges watching the offense on this side. That's what I prefer for this year. Because last year I was coaching, I saw a lot of behind the play. So if we're doing this one, this line judge, his priority is this field, this line. This judge has that side, and he has all of this to cover. If you're doing a 4-man, this guy takes care of that half and that half of the field. And then these 2 guys pretty much got the line of scrimmage only. So it helps if you have four umpires, referees for football. But if you got 3, that's what you got. So you get half the field. This poor guy right here has everything in the back defense. What I look for is horse collars. Is the most. Anything is very not football-like. Horse collar is my number 1. His priority is what I look for is the bad ones, the horse collaring. They do like to talk in the when they get tackled. They like to talk. Just tell them to knock it off. Hey, easy up. Let's roll off on each other. Just make it nice and simple. Nothing that if you hear any Virgo language, it's throw the flag. It's not called for. Another thing is when you show up to the ball field, referees, it's game time. And what I do is I get my crew and I'm away from everybody, away from the parents, away from the kids, and we have our meeting. And I expect during the game, you're focusing on the game. There would be no, during timeouts, we're in the middle of the field. We're not going to the sidelines and talking to the coaches. We're not talking to the kids. Our focus is talking to each other about the game. That's it. Referees, we want to be unbiased. So what that means is we're not going to be talking to the coaches. Only time we're going to talk to coaches is at the beginning of the game. Or if you're refereeing on the game, during the game, you could talk. Referees, I seen a lot last year being unbiased. They go to the coaches after a quarter to go talk to their parents, go talk to the kids. I don't want to see that this year. I'm hoping if I'm not refereeing, I might show up to another football game and just to watch to see how it goes. But for me personally, what I do with my guys is we get there, we sit away from everybody, get things going, and then during the end of quarters, we're on the field at all times. Or we run, get something to drink to our trucks, and then go back. Halftime, same thing. We're off the field, but we're over by ourselves. We're not with other teammates, other kids, parents. We're not talking to anybody. We're just talking to ourselves. So I'm hoping this year, let's try to push our umpires or referees, stay on the field or have your water balls or whatever next to you Just not go and just stand next to the other opponents or the other team or your own team, your parents, and just talk to them. We're there to referee the game. When you're reffing, please don't have your cell phones out there. Or your keys or anything like that. It's you're running down, kids step on it, or you'll lose it. Let's focus on the kids. We're focused on the kids and the game. Thank you.